And welcome back. And I have Kristy here. And Kristy, thank you so much for being on. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's acknowledge all the growth that you've had since before you even started working with me and the new school because you did all the levels. You came to events. We did our one-on-one check-ins. You've been in different groups, different people. You're like a old timer, veteran with the new school. So let's look at all the ways that you've grown and changed from before you even started, which is like a huge, huge, huge difference. And we'll go through all the areas of life. So I'll give you some ideas and then you can pick. But I think just like your awareness and sitting with your emotions and setting boundaries, sticking up for yourself, your awareness and how others treat you and like what their intentions are and what's really going on. Identifying what you need versus what other people need and just like taking care of other people finances. I know your business has grown tremendously. So I know you've worked on improvements with your house. So I just think that there's like so many changes and it's really amazing to see. So good job.
Yeah, thank you. So there's been a lot of changes. I feel like I've grown into and am growing into who I expected to be by this age. The awareness alone has been a tremendous transformation. Um, I remember my first meeting, I was sitting in my daughter's room and I was scared and crying and upset and worried and had all these exciting things that I wanted to see happen that I just couldn't see what it would look like. And um, learning about the self-control, um, learning how, like what you said, like sitting with my emotions was the biggest thing. Like sometimes I'd sit with them, but I'd sit too long, or I wouldn't sit with them in the right way that would manifest something good. And really understanding that I have a voice and it matters. That was like, I think that's the biggest thing is understanding that I matter. I matter. And I can say that without crying. I can say that and really stand my ground with I matter, like what I think matters and what I want to see happen matters and what I want my future to look like matters. So, yeah.
That's incredible. That makes me so happy.
I remember I used to that somebody would look at me like, you matter, and be like, no, I don't. I don't matter to nobody. Now, no, yeah, I do. Because you know what? I matter to me. And that was the biggest thing is like being able to, and I still struggle with it, but it's because I'm 44 years into being who I've always been. And now I have the opportunity because I've learned the lessons to be able to be who I want to be, like be the being I am. And that's huge.
That is huge. And how do you think that impacts you on the day to day?
When I stand in who I am, I feel like I feel like $1 million. I feel like it doesn't matter what is going on around me. It's all figure outable. Like that, like I can get, I'll get it done. One, because I put it in the schedule. Two, because it's on the to-do list, this long to-do list. It'll get done. I'm gonna prioritize things. And if you know what, that basket of laundry is sitting right there as it is right now, it's gonna sit there until I can get to that. But in the moment, I have to do other things that are more important. Or I delegate it to a kid when they walk out their room. Take care of that.
100%. And what's the difference before with that?
Um, I'm not taking on all of the responsibilities, and I'm still instilling the responsibility of taking care of self on my kids. Like they still have a responsibility. They're a part of this family. They need to know how to do these things. I can't do everything for them. And they see me working harder. They see me making progress with a lot of things. And I know that they're following suit, and they see, oh, mommy's working. I gotta help her out. So it's good.
That's amazing. And the whole thing about you matter, and before saying like you didn't, right? Or you would think that. What do you think the difference is in how you behaved before?
Well, I, the feeling of the intense emotion stuck to my chest. It's no longer, I mean, sometimes it creeps up on its own, but it's not there. Like I can control it and be like, no, this is it. That's not who I am. That's who I was behaving like. That's what I was being like because I didn't know how to handle it. This is me now.
That's amazing. So empowering.
Yeah, it really is. I don't feel that heaviness in the chest, and I can really think through my thoughts. And you know what's great too is being able to, being aware of that allows you to just be like inspirational to somebody else who's caught up. Like I'm my daughter who's caught up in her emotions, and I'll be like, remember what Fallon said? I want you to take a deep breath. Like I tell her to close her eyes. I go through a meditation. I didn't meditation. I always heard about it, always knew about it, never did it, never thought like, oh, meditation's for manifestation, and not really understanding what that really meant. But now that I do, like meditation really is for manifestation. I want to manifest great things in my life. So if I have to go through a meditation that's going to get rid of the negative energy, shake it out, yeah, I'm going to do it. And being able to be a voice to someone else is huge. It's something I've always wanted to do and never did because I never thought I was worthy enough. My experiences in life are plenty worthy enough to help someone get through theirs.
Yeah, and I hear like a new school coach in the making maybe one day.
Yeah, I do get excited about stuff like that. Very, very in the near future. There's, some personal things I've got to get taken care of, and um, you know, it'll happen.
Absolutely, because I know that you're a stand for wanting to help others.
Yes. Yeah, especially women and young adults, men and, young men, young women, but women who I want women to know that they have a voice.
100%.
Yeah, you don't have to be in the spotlight all the time. You have to be at the top of your class. You don't have to be the star employee, but you do have to be the star of who you are in your world.
100%. Wow, I'm so proud of you. What's another area that you want to acknowledge yourself for then and now?
Well, then I had no income with my business. It was literally, it's no different than when anybody starting their business. They put all this time and effort in, and then they reap the rewards later. And I put a lot of time and effort in the very beginning, and it, I've grown so much as a business owner within this company, and it's incredible. I have a lot more growth, but if I did not take these classes when I did, I don't know, I really honestly do not know is if I'd be standing on solid ground with the company. Like I can't get over, like I'll call it's weird. Okay, it's so weird. I'll call someone that I don't know. I called a CPA in Maryland. I didn't know who she was. I was just calling somebody that I was referred to by somebody who's really high in the company. And I'm thinking like I'm calling a celebrity, right? And she just was like, oh, Kristy Henry? I know who you are. Like, oh my God, she's calling me. I was like, I was really taken back. Really, really taken back because I guess in that world outside my house, it's like I'm a celebrity. It's weird. It's just weird.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Um, and it's just going to get better. Like I see myself on stage coaching about the business. I just lost my AirPod in my hair somewhere. Here we go. Um, I see myself coaching people in the business like the leaders do up on stage very soon, but it's getting there.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Yeah,
So how many times would you say your income like multiplied by?
4,000%.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Incredible.
yeah.
And what about your,
Actually, if I that's like a minimum. That's like, yeah, it's just, it's every month it's getting more and more.
it's incredible.
And I am in a place right now where I can have the extra income set aside to take care of the things that need to be taken care of, like savings.
100%.
Yeah.
So empowering. And what do you think helped you? What do you think, obviously the meditations, what do you think helped you that you learned that helped you with your business and with knowing that you matter? Anything else besides the meditations, or was it the whole program in general?
Um, you know, when you're first going through the transformation, you fight it. And as you go continue it, even up until right now at this point, you're still fighting it, but you're fighting it differently. Like it's became very uncomfortable realizing like everything that I put off all this time and trying to rewire and retrain myself in doing things differently to have a better outcome, to produce better. I think that making those abrupt changes, as uncomfortable as they were and as much as I didn't want to do it, it made a big difference because in my business it's just, you know, what's easy not to do is just as easy to do. And it's easy for me to not invite people to a Zoom. It's easy for me to not say, hey, do you guys look at other ways of making money? Hey, would you like to save money on your gas, electricity, like all this, like go through all this stuff. How do you love to travel? I have a travel division, like all this stuff. And it's so easy not to mention it and not take pride in what you do, that when you do it, it's like, oh, that was easy. That was I why didn't I do it before? And the other part too is relying on other people to take care of things for you because you just didn't want to. Um, which is when, you know, when you rely on other people to take care of the things for you that you want done for yourself, there's you're gonna fail. Like you just are. And so being a part of this class, I had to take what I learned here and be like, okay, this is what I have to do to transform myself here. What do I have to do to transform myself in the business? Because I want to grow. I don't want to be just somebody in the background. I want to be on the front page of everything. That's just my personality. There's other people that don't want that, but I do. I want to be recognized for all of it. And I want to be able to recognize my team for everything that they've done. And I just wouldn't have been able to do that without acknowledging myself first, putting myself first, prioritizing myself. I've been part of a call that's ending this Friday, and every Wednesday morning I did the call, I did the team call, and that's a lot of the reason why everybody knows who I am. And then when they it's just funny. It's like it's just weird. But
I think that's so powerful what you said, realizing what you're putting off is just as like the amount of energy it takes to put it off. It's the same energy, like just to do it, and distinguishing that, and then just doing the stuff that you are putting off, and then doing that in all areas of your life, like how quickly all parts of your life start to transform. It's
Mhm. It is. And then the best part is like when you don't do something, you're stuck feeling like, oh, I still got to do that thing. And then when you do the thing and you have to do it again and again and again, it just gets easier and easier and easier. It becomes a part of who you are, and it's exciting. Like, I don't want to do the dishes, but guess what? I'll feel better when I do the dishes. Yeah.
100%. I love that you brought up that example because that was my example. Like I had like huge piles of dishes forever. And when I used the dishwasher, it didn't come out as clean as I liked, so I would want to do them by hand and like but then I'd have piles and now it's like if I have like one fork in the sink, it bothers me. Before like it bothered me to do them. Now it bothers me to not do them. So it's literally just rewiring our brain and retraining our brain is exactly what you're talking about, where we're decreasing that limbic friction. And like you said, it just becomes now a new part of who we are. And so many people think change is impossible. And it's like, if you know the tools and you do the work, you can literally change any single thing about who you are if you want to. So it's
Hmm.
incredible.
Yeah. It's all up in here. It's anything and everything that you've ever want, you can make a possibility and make it happen.
Totally.
You're the creator of your own destination.
100%.
Own destiny. That's what I meant to say. Own destiny. I believe that there is a God, but he's here. I'm here. Whether it's him, the universe, or whatever I put out there, it's gonna come to me as long as I'm walking towards it. If I'm not moving and I'm not making any progress and I'm not doing the things that'll make my future come to me, it's not gonna come. There's always gonna be a gap. But the more and more I move this way, it's gonna close, and it's gonna come to me. The universe is gonna give me what I put out there, what I want. So be very, very mindful of the things that you say. Things like, oh, I'm not good enough. Yeah, no, you know what? This is a challenge and I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah, I am good enough. I am enough. I am worthy, and I do deserve this. And I deserve everything I ever dream of having. If I want a $3 million home, I got to put it out there. Do I have the means to get a $3 million home right now? No, but that doesn't mean I can't work towards something that'll make something, half of it, come to me.
100%.
You know, Dreams are real.
100%. And let's talk about I know that you're thinking about redoing the nutrition program, but let's talk about what you learned health-wise, because I do
Mhm.
think you learned a lot.
Yeah, so I will put it out there. I don't have an eating disorder. I just don't have an appetite. I can eat anything. But I do have health issues that require me to eat a certain way. And I've ignored and ignored that. But last year, this past January, I did take on the challenge of the New You Nutrition School. And I am so excited that I did, because it is the best that I've ever felt. Eating clean and eating specific times throughout the day and eating specific foods. I slept better. I thought clearly. If I didn't do that at that moment, there's this team that I would have never been able to build that's in Illinois right now. I the clarity I needed in that moment came at the right exact moment. And now we're going into 2023, and big things are going to happen. I can't see the picture clearly, but there's some huge things that are going to happen. It's going to be financially, it's going to be something to do with the house. It's got my kids are all involved in it. Like, there's something big happening, and I need to have a clear mind to allow it to go through the process of making it happen. And then there's like this huge promotion that I want. Um, and I want it in 90 days. And I am not going to finish it in 90 days if I do not take care of my body, my mind, and my soul.
I love that you said that because I really believe that food, water, sleep, and it starts with food and water. That's how you're going to get good sleep, is the foundation. And when that's in integrity, you have the stamina and you have the mental clarity to accomplish all your goals. So I love that you made that connection. Like if you didn't have that energy and that stamina, you wouldn't have made all this income, which is incredible.
No, I remember specifically talking to you, and you're like, by when do you think you'll have that income? And I'm like, of course, I'm calculating everything. Everything is a calculation. And I'm like, I think it's going to happen in September. Yeah, by September. And I had to work really hard January, February, and March to make September happen. And of course, I continued April, May, June, like all three through. But what I did in January, February, March paid out September, October, November, December, and is going to continue.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No, it's all good. Amazing. And without giving away their confidentiality, I know that you referred to family members. And what was that experience for you, seeing them transform and, learn all the tools and all that?
Yeah. So I know for one in particular, she has grown in the way in which she processes life. Things that are, we think they're happening to us, but they're just things that are happening around us, and it's how we process them. And I think she's learned very well how to stand up and speak on her own and have a voice and set boundaries and not take everything so deeply in. And she definitely finds herself out of the rabbit hole really fast. And then the other person, um, he I'm not sure like his full transformation, but who he was last year, August, to who he is today. 180. He's somebody completely different. And he calls me at least once a week, if not once every other week. And he just sounds like he's doing so well.
Yeah, I'm so, so, so happy about that.
Yeah.
Yay. Real quick, they're gonna edit this out. If you're talking, just don't touch at the same time because it goes like, so
Oh,
like
okay.
if you need to touch it, like finish your sentence and then touch it and then talk, so that way we can edit it out.
Okay.
Um, so other than what we talked about, any other favorite area of your life that you want to acknowledge yourself for then and now? So we have like boundaries, relationships, fun, house, anything else?
Honestly, I think it's just the awareness that we have all these things that we have to work through every day. And for the longest, it felt overwhelming, and I felt like I couldn't see. It was like the piles and piles and piles and piles, and like I just couldn't see past the piles. And as I began to weed them out and separate them and put them where they belonged, I'm not so bogged down with what didn't get done. I'm actually like, okay, let's refigure the priorities in what needs to happen today, the week, the month, the year, and sort it all out. I'm just not as overwhelmed as I used to be, which is, I mean, it's huge because I would be so overwhelmed to the point where I would freeze, sit on the couch, fall asleep because I was exhausted from the emotion that I felt from it. And now it's just like, okay, let's go get some fresh air. Okay, let's go back and reconnect to what it is that I need to get done.
100%. And that's like the nervous system slides that I show. It's like when we're overwhelmed, it's like a huge pile of crap that we can't get out from
Hmm.
under. And when our nervous system is calm, then we can see things clearly and take small little actions, like you said, and stop procrastinating. And it frees us up to get out of freeze, exactly like you said. And part of that is the meditations. And I think part of it is the tools and the techniques. And part of it is the awareness, right? Like, oh, it's that my nervous system's activated right now. What can I do to lower it? And the more you practice that over, I feel like we've been working together for like a year or over that. Um, and just so everybody knows, it's because, Kristy did level 1, 2, and 3. And now she's doing the 6 month, which I'm so excited about, and maybe the nutrition again. But now it's, within the new program that the other family member did is 6 months for all 3 levels. But that's why Kristy had gotten over over a year so far. But I mean, in the whole year, it's like practicing those over and over and over, even little bits at a time, you're healing yourself. So it's not just meeting in the class and doing these exercises. You're healing yourself on your own, and that compounds over time. So it's just, it's really awesome to see you absorbing and doing the work and all that in between so that you can actually change the way that your brain works and how you process information.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think you might have touched on, Fallon, is that, yeah, you and I have been working once a week over and over the last year. The thing is that these techniques don't stop just because I'm aware of them right now. They are techniques that you do need to carry throughout every day. And the biggest part of helping that out is by following a schedule. I'm not the best at it, but I am getting better. But literally put everything in the schedule. Like everything. Like if you wake up in the morning and you want to journal, put it in a schedule, put it on your calendar, put it in the alarm. I find a lot of my downtime is more in the evening after 10 o'clock. So, I mean, it's a late night, but that's how I wind down. I wind down with my thoughts and I get it all on paper and then enjoy it. And then I wake up with brand new like ideas at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, just excited. I'm just really excited.
I'm so excited. And last question, and then I want to follow up with you 6 months from now, because what happens is after you complete the next, the next level, the growth compounds. So you're going to keep changing, and I can't wait to see. And as you even, complete more of the coursework, just for everyone to know that after you graduate from the inner and outer 6 month new school program, you can do a 6 month weekly training with everyone in the community and who's graduated, and you still have access to all your materials. So you can go back in and, fine tweak like Kristy's going to do. So she can make sure she has all her certificates. And so I'm really excited for you to go back in and fine tune. But what type of person would you recommend the new school to?
Wow. I would recommend anybody, it doesn't matter the age. I recommend anybody that sees more for themselves than where they are. I recommend anybody that is highly successful to someone who is just starting to figure themselves out. I recommend somebody who has given their life to their family and now their family is about to be an empty nest and you start over. Like a 44 and I feel like I'm 34, 24 sometimes. And it is literally all about where you are right now and what you want in your future. So I recommend anybody, and I really do. Anybody and everybody, especially busy moms.
Amazing. All right. Well, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see what's next. And I love you so much. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's been such a pleasure working with you, and I'm so glad we get to continue.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yeah, there's something else I was going to say, but I can't. I
Was
lost
it
it.
about any of the other areas of your life or about what you're creating next?
Oh, that was the big thing. So you mentioned before, like, what is it that I've seen myself, and I talked about growth, right? You really know you're growing when other people recognize it. And that's another big thing that I've had other leaders in the company that never thought I'd ever have a conversation with. come up to me, like, I've been watching you since you first started. It's incredible. And to hear that come from one of the top leaders in the entire company. I mean, we're in 27 different countries, and one guy, one gal come up to me, husband and wife came up, they're like, wow, incredible.
It's so powerful, and I'm sure that makes you feel so good about yourself.
It does. And new adventures are just, they're a part of that. And I look forward to everything growing and really bringing friends and family, really close friends with me along the way.
It's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, my dear. Thank you everyone for watching, listening, and we'll see you again. All right, awesome. And then keep in the back of your mind, if you know anyone, because there's a lot of things that we can do. I'm gonna license the New You School material out. So even if you don't want to be a coach for the New You School, you might be able to do your own thing for your team. So that's something that we can, but using the techniques,
Hmm.
that's something that we can talk about in the future. And then also if if people in your team need support besides just the network marketing piece, if they need the personal growth stuff, feel free to just invite them to the events. And you could just say like, hey, I did this, it helped me. Is this something you might be open to? And if it resonates with them, cool, they can come to the event. But each referral is $250. So that can save you like a month's worth of payments if you and then you can save that money. So feel free to keep
Mm.
that as a tool in the back of your mind, because you guys help with all the business and the mindset stuff. But I'm sure like the company doesn't work with the nervous system, and that's a big part.
Right, right. Yep.
And the next one is going to be New Year, New You, and it's the end of January. So we're going to go over like the what people's goals are, what they want to manifest, breaking down the action steps, and doing some meditations and visualizations around that.
All right. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send you all that.
All right.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. I
Talk soon.
appreciate it. All right. See you later.
Bye.